Alrighty, boys, are you guys ready to see the most broken thing that we've gotten in a long time? Because this is super consistent, and I know someone's gonna comment, but you can kaiju it. Alright, you can kaiju it, but you can kaiju a lot of things in Yu-Gi-Oh! But the thing is this is so consistent. Just watch these replays of this guy busting out every single turn. This guy busted out. But the thing is just play the deck yourself. I'll give you guys a deck profile. You guys can see how broken the new Tyrant Neptune can be when you combo with the Nightingale. So you tribute it, get out the effect of the Tyrant Neptune, you copy the effect of Nightingale, and then you have an 8,000 monster that can burn your opponent for thousands of points of damage. And this is so good right now that you can actually do a 1v2. If you tag duel, you can actually carry your teammate, unless of course they're running Kaijus, but no, ain't no one main deck in Kaijus right now, except for I guess maybe that one more player over there. But for the most part, you're gonna win. You don't have to worry about Utopia anymore. I've talked about the lyrical Lucinas, and the out was pretty much just Utopia, but now Utopia doesn't have enough attack to get over this card. But this card it's just too good. It copies lyrical Lucina's effect, and then you have a monster that has an immense amount of attack, and then on top of that you have Drancia to back up your play with. Now you don't have to have the Drancia every single turn, but nonetheless all you need to do is instant fusion, grab out the lyrical Lucina, tribute it for Tyrant Neptune. You can do so many other variations and combinations of this, and you can see he just burned his opponent for 5k points of damage. Look at this guy. This guy isn't even really playing anything. I thought it was kind of cool to run hard Clearwater with Drancia. That's kind of a cool combo. But it's completely irrelevant though. Like, this guy is going to 1v2 his opponent. He's going to go ahead and add a card. He summons Ducks and was like, oh wait, what is Ducks going to make me? I'm going to make Stardust Dragon against this? Not going to be too helpful. I guess Heart Earth Dragon can still be a decent little card over there. But overall, I think this is too broken. Like, it wins game one, like, so consistently that you basically lose the first game when you play against this deck. Unless, of course, you throw out, like, first turn Vanya's Emptiness or, like, Christia or something that stops your opponent from Yu-Gi-Oh! And at that point, well, you've won the game already because that's just kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. But this deck, it's too strong. Like, you guys can see it's consistent. Like, all you would need is Instant Fusion, Tyrant Neptune. You got an 8,000 plus attacker, and then on top of that, you got to copy the effect and make it so it's immune to everything. This guy playing Zone Eater is relevant. I don't know what this guy was playing. Something probably pretty bad. I see Tainted Wisdom, and I see Zone Eater, and a lot of questionable cards. Decrease the attack defense by 400 points for each card in your hand. Wow, that's a terrible card. I guess, you know, it's 2k beater. But nonetheless, it's irrelevant of what your opponent is playing. And I have another build to show you guys. I think the Zoodiac one is definitely the build to go for there in 2017. Once we get this, I feel like we need like an emergency ban list on this guy, because Tyrant Neptune or something in the Zoodiacs or just something to stop it, because you can still pull it off even if Zoodiacs get hit, because I know someone's gonna be back, don't worry, Zodiac's gonna get banned. True, but I don't know if they're going to get banned immediately on the ban list. They might let them be, you know, really strong for a while, and then eventually they will get banned. And anyways, or I guess hit by the, you know, the ban list in some way. But anyways, you guys can see over here, he made the play over here where he went ahead and burned his opponent with the lyrical Lucina, then tributed it for Tyrant Neptune, and it's still 6k. Utopia not getting over that anytime soon, so I just think that it's going to be really dirty to run into this deck, especially when you don't main deck Kaijus. This is going to be so broken. Like, most decks just don't have that out to it, unless, of course, you're playing something that can, like, reflect damage, or if you play Burn, I guess at that point, hey, you are A-okay to go. But most decks just fold at that point. You don't even have to use all the cards in your hand to pull off that combo where you're going and making the Tyrant Neptune. And this card is searchable in the deck. You can see over here, he's going to burn his opponent up for 5,000 points of damage, and then you go ahead and attack. Like, there's no like downside to this card, it just copies the effect, unless of course they stop this effect, and you can make it turn one really consistently. But I want to give you guys the Zoodiac build for the Tyrant Neptune, because I think that one's going to be the one that definitely is going to completely destroy your opponent. So let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. So it's kind of crazy. You're running Predator Plants on it. It's just really to search up the fusion card that lets you actually bust out the combo plays. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the Zoodiac variant, because I think this one's just the more viable one. I did upload one earlier in the week that was a non-Zoodiac one, so you guys can check that one out if you want to. But it's not Tyrant Neptune. It's just a regular turbo version of Independent Nightingale. But anyways, first off, we got one copy of the Vanilla Galaxy Serpent. It lets you add it to your hand from the effect of Gemini Lazuli, which can be a card that you can use later on with like a Magical Mallet, or a lot of other cards can be used with it, because it gives you the extra advantage. But anyways, 3 copies of Tyrant Neptune. If you don't open up with it, don't worry, because this build is a turbo version that I think is really good, because you have the card King of the Feral Imps. This was a card that saw a little bit of play in a lot of different decks for the Mass Chameleon, which can be a really cool card. But nonetheless, it's a turbo version. Don't run Mass Chameleon here. Anyways, so it's 2 level 4 monsters, and then once per turn, you detach material to search a reptile monster from your deck to your hand, and that could be any reptile, so you can just search out Tyrant Neptune. And then we have 3 copies of Mole Rat, which basically allows you to go for Evoker, lets you also go for the Drancia play, which pretty much makes it so you're going to be getting out the Tyrant Neptune more successfully, because some people will say, well, if they just go ahead and wreck part of your combo, you're going to lose. That's where Mole Rat can be very good, because as you guys saw, you can just go Instant Fusion, grab out the card, and just say, okay, there you go. A-okay, easy peasy, easy win. But I feel like maybe Mole Rat can also allow you to go for those plays where you're not going to be able to go off and bring it out as quickly as you'd want to, because you're afraid of some back row. Just throw out this card or get negated, whatever, double summon, go for the play again. No worries. And then next up we have some Predator Plant cards that actually allow you to go for certain plays, which I don't think we'll cover in the replay, but it's really consistent, guys. Just try it out yourself. If you guys have suggestions, you can let me know down below in the comment section below. But this card is actually really important. So it's Orpheus Scorpio over here. So it's when it's normal or special, you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a Predator Plant monster from your deck, except for itself. You can only use the effect once per turn, but it's irrelevant. The card that you're going to actually go ahead and special summon is Predator Plant Darling Cobra. So if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Predator Plant, you get to add 1 polymerization spell card or a fusion spell card from your deck to your hand, except for Diffusion Wave Motion, which, don't worry, it's like the frog, the jam of the fusions. You can only use this effect once per turn, but again, completely irrelevant. You go for the Brilliant Fusion, as it's, well, I guess it's a fusion card, so you can go for fusion. There you guys go for that. And next up, we have Lone Fire Blossom. Lone Fire Blossom will get you the Predator Plant Scorpio, because when it gets its effect once in a while, or special. And then we have Gem Knight Lazuli over here. So if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 normal monster graveyard, add to your hand, which can be Galaxy Serpent. And then next up, we have 3 copies of Instant Fusion, because it's an easy win. And then we have 3 copies of Pot of Cupidity, or Desires, as it is called in the TCG. And then next up, we have 3 copies of Double Summon you guys saw during the replays. Also, it can technically help you out if your opponent has like a warning or some other back row. You can get your play off more successfully. And it also opens up the doors for more dirty plays, of course, like you guys saw during the replays. It lets you kind of extend your combo. You don't always have to go for Tyrant Pass, but that is already like a win condition on its own. But when you back it up with another card, it becomes really hard for most opponents to break this board in the first place, unless, of course, they're playing something like the Kaiju. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to get absolutely outskilled by your opponent by the broken Tyrant Neptune into the Nightingale. But next up, we got the Upstart Goblin, because your opponent's life points are pretty much irrelevant. You guys saw him burning for 5,000, so even if you're not going to be able to make it game like that turn, you can make a game the next turn, even if you Upstart Goblin. Then we have 3 copies of Magical Mallet. That's what adds extra consistency to the deck that's pretty much super consistent anyways. And then we have multiple copies of Left Arm Offering, so it can actually search out whatever key card that you need for your combo. You saw a few times Double Summon was kind of important. I guess Instant Fusion can kind of be important. But there's an important combo with this. So you banish your entire hand. But the thing that you want to do, guys, and I think you guys saw it in the replay, but just in case you missed out on like that, the reason why you want to do this beforehand, before you offer up your hand, is you want to actually go ahead and make the King of the Feral Imps search out the card that you need with the left arm, whether it be Double Summon or whatever the case may be. You want to make sure you don't add the Tyrant Neptune first. You want to go ahead and go for the left arm, get rid of all of the cards in your hand, and then activate the effect of King of Feral Imps to search out the card, and then you'll be good to go. That way you didn't banish the card that you added to your hand. So it's a quick little tip. It's pretty relevant for this deck, so I thought I'd mention it. And also it's relevant for other things when you're like adding other cards with other cards. Next up, Into the Void. It's a cheesy turbo-ish deck. And then we also have a Reload, which can reset your hand, kind of like Magical Mallet. But this one has to be all of them, where a Magical Mallet you can choose. So Magical Mallet definitely better for most circumstances. Although this card is quick play for, I don't know, if there's a card that's like it can't negate quick plays, I guess this card could be better. And then we got 2 copies of Brilliant Fusion, as you guys saw it during the replays. And then we have Elemental Triangle of the Illuminati over here. So it's a pretty good card. You get to special summon a Zoodiac, so it's pretty much special summon more. I feel like this card is just too splashable. It's too good. It probably will be hit, but again, it's broken right now, guys. if you guys go and watch, because I was looking and spectating some duels, so many people are playing this combo right now. So if you guys are really interested in actually winning, I would really recommend you guys right now to play some Kaijus in your main deck. Because once this card comes out, like, tell me what other deck can answer. I know there was a Heart Earth Dragon, but like, come on, no one really played Heart Earth Dragon. I guess you can argue Kaijus, but again, Kaijus is more of a side deck thing, and not every deck really has access to running that in the side deck, because some of them are just like, nah, I don't really want to play it. But this is a really dirty, broken thing that's going on right now. Until like something gets like nerfed on this, I think a lot of people will be playing it. I think it has a little bit of potential to be meta as well, because like it's a turn 1 super consistent variant. Again, guys, just try this build and let me know how consistent it is. But anyways, actually, someone's going to be like, well, I didn't get it first turn once out of like 10 duels. It's like, dude, it works like 9 times out of 10. It is really, really consistent. But anyways, we have the Gem Knight for, of course, your Brilliant Fusion, Norden. We have multiple copies of Nightingale. We have the Clearwing Synchro Dragon. We have Utopia. Pretty much things that you're not going to really need, but no off chance you need them, I guess they're there. But an important card, King of Feral Imps. This card can be technically used. It's not really too often, but it's pretty much, well, the other cards that bring out Drancia, King of Feral Imps, and you're going to need, like, these are like the important cards. These you can swap, well, obviously, like I said, you need the cards to bring them out. This card is pretty important as well, but for the most part, feel free to go ahead and add your other cards. These cards are obviously pretty good, but again, if you guys want to swap up the extra deck, these are like the core important cards for this build. But anyways, have some fun with this broken deck, guys, and let me ask you guys, do you think it's going to be meta? I really think it's got a lot of potential. Like, wait until it comes out, guys. I definitely think that this can top, depending on how many people, of course, play it, and of course, depending on the ban list that we get in the TCG. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed the vid, make sure you guys get a like button, a titty slap, and shoutouts to Nami and Teriyaki for sending in those awesome replays. I think the Zoodiac one is definitely better, but nonetheless, it'll probably be a dirty deck to run to. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'm out. And also, Happy New Year's to everyone.